we use this one so that we can able to reduce the cost. This is the smallest rocket we have developed, and this is called SSLV to bring down the cost. It is a three-stage rocket. It is only the weight is weight is weight is 122 ton only, and this is our another program was that AstroSat to study the astronomy for in the space. We have sent our spacecraft. Now the upcoming missions are there. Gaganyaan, that is one of the mission ISRO is working to send the one astronaut in the space. So we are working on that. For that we are developing all the required technology to conduct this one. This is another area. Air-breathing propulsion system also is also working to develop this technology. This technology mostly used in missile, but okay, we are also working on that. These are the different launch vehicle transport system. Some we have developed and some we are under development is going on. So this was one thing is that debris. Okay, that I don't want. This is some technology, different technology which is developed for the ISRO and used in the common man for the different purpose. Also, we have developed our own lithium-ion cell battery which can be used in automobile. These are the area that the satellite is giving a lot of benefit to our society and common man agriculture for forest and flood control, water resource management. Then we are having telemedicine, other things that can able use for the communication purpose. This is the telemedicine. You can use that we can any remote area in the country we can able to provide the health facility through the satellite applications. Anybody can able to through satellite can able to connect to any place for the doctor and they can get the health benefit. So these are the other application of the satellite you are working. These are navigation satellite like GPS, Guru GPS we are using. India has their own GPS system that is called Navig. This okay. I think I have completed my because I am short of time. I do not end. So this let me thank you. If I have any questions, yeah. Our keynote speaker, Dr. Priyank Kumar, HOD Department of Space Engineering and Rocketry, VIT Mishra. He did his BE in Mechanical Engineering, ME and PhD in Aerospace. He has a total experience of 17 years, out of which for more than 15 years, he has worked in the area of teaching and research. To date, he has published 79 papers in various journals and conferences. He has many remarkable achievements. He established the first AICTE Idea Lab in Jharkhand. To date, he has guided total 30 numbers of MTech theses and 3 numbers of PhD theses. I am glad to invite him onto the stage.
हाँ और कहाँ गया उनका?
So let me quickly start with my presentation. Okay. So the presentation which I gave was centered to the engineering innovation for a more resilient world and stronger, smarter, and safer. So before I get into the details of all these things, let me tell you, let me show you in fact something which is very important and where we started. Right, we had been always talking about industry 4.0, industry 5.0. So where actually we started with, that becomes very, very important. And in fact, we started somewhere in 1800, right, when the wars and everything became very, very important. So we started with industry 1.0, but I can say that that was a kind of mechanization, water. We started with steam engines. I hope people can remember that it was a newcomer and, steam engines started to come up. Then came up with the industry 2.0 somewhere in 1900, right? So we started with the mass production kind of stuff, right? We were, in fact, if we just refer to the automobiles, we were not bothered about, we are going to have that kind of mileage and all. We were bothered about that we should have a car, right? So आज के डेट में अगर पुरानी वाली कार हम compare करेंगे something like a Contessa or Impala, so that the mileage was set in some kind of gallons, 10 kilometers per gallon. That used to be the kind of mileage. But the mileage what we are looking for right now is going to be of the order of 20 kilometers per liter or something like that. So that was the time, in 100 years, we were actually becoming stronger, right? And somewhere in near about 2000, we went into automation, automated manufacturing system, and so on and so forth. We went into robotics and all, right? So within 10 years, we in fact started to become smart, right? And that is where the theme itself says. So we started with the stronger, and then we started to become smarter. So somewhere in probably 98 or 99, I remember that I bought one Motorola talk about this was this big, and within 20 years, what we have is there in our hand. We are basically handling a typical computer. So if someone says that we don't know how to handle a computer, well, everybody is handling a computer which has 8 GB RAM or 16 GB RAM right now in your pocket, right? So that's where we actually became smarter, right? And this is where this to 2020, which I have mentioned. The other stuff I have not mentioned, which I am going to mention after some time. So we became stronger, we became smarter. So let me quickly show you a typical story. I'm not going into the detail of the story, but what we know, who actually invented the bulb. We know that the bulb was invented, many people say that the bulb was invented by Thomas Alva Edison, right? Everybody knows that. But did you know that it was Joseph Wilson Swan who actually created the very first bulb, and in an auditorium of around 500 people, he actually showed कि bulb जल सकता है. We utilized a typical carbon filament using which the auditorium was lighted. But it was not only Joseph William Swan. Let me tell you that it was Marshall Jobert, it was William Grove, it was Frederick J. Collins. There are plenty of other people who actually did that. Why the name of Thomas Alva Edison? Because he made the stuff more and more stronger. He did a bit of innovation, and he partnered with Swan. So Thomas Alva Edison was a very dedicated, very strong man, and let me tell you that he had a very good idea of the business model. So let me tell you that within a span of 6 years, Thomas Alva Edison was able to publish 400 patents. Right? It's a commendable job what he could do. And what he said is just 1% inspiration and 99% of perspiration leads to whatever success you want. Right? So from that incandescent bulb which we have, right now we are having everywhere LEDs. Right? And when was the first LED seen? It was somewhere in 1907. The first thing which was actually observed, and then it became, nowadays everybody is talking about LED, LED bulb or smart energy and all. Do you know that even the LED bulbs actually help the photosynthesis to happen? Right? So that's another thing. But the point is, when we started with those kind of light, do you know what is the challenge we are facing? The challenge what we face is something which you might not have heard. That's a light pollution. Right? Light pollution means what? Everywhere you have different biodiversities all around, because even in night, even the owls are there, or their bats are there. There are plenty of insects who are supposed to grow in night itself. When we started growing all the bulbs, it actually led to a light pollution. Probably we are slightly disturbing the biodiversity. That's point number one. Let's come on to the next example where I can say that turbines. We started with turbine. Gradually we went into different technologies and we came up with a very good steamer. Right? So right now we can have a large container using which a lot of goods and all can be transported to some different countries. But with the advent of this entire technology, with the innovations, whatever we have done a commendable job. But what is the challenge? Let me show you. The challenge is air pollution, water pollution, ocean pollution. It's a very big challenge. We are posing, and with each and every step of innovation, we are actually posing a lot of challenge. Right? Another example, which actually I'm from the rocketry department, so I always love to talk about this. So this thing started with a very small toy which was somewhere in Greece at about 400 BC. Then it was Chinese who actually came up with some kind of rockets. Those were not the rockets, those were the arrows in front of which they used to keep the fireballs. Right? और उसको यहाँ से अपना शूट करके दूसरे जहाँ पे एनिमी होते थे उसके ऊपर they used to drop that, वहाँ आग लग जाता था. That was the purpose. Later on, this was utilized as a weapon by Tipu Sultan. If you talk to the people, outside, Western world always says कि वो हमने किया था, Germany ने V2 rockets बनाया था, but it was Tipu Sultan who was having a very good set of scientists. Right? And this particular thing is clearly written in the space science book of last known that it was Tipu Sultan who actually started with this kind of stuff. Right? He utilized those gunpowders and all just to make his rockets. And then onwards, we came up in 1942, the German V2 rocket, and probably 1970 onwards, there were plenty of other things, all the DRDO missiles, or whatever you saw right now in the presentation of Deepu. So he mentioned all about those kind of rockets, GSLV, PSLV, MK3, everything is there. Right? And then again, the most successful mission talked about right now, Chandrayaan 3, right? We had everything. What is the challenge we are now posing? We went into every technology. What we are posing is something, air pollution, sound pollution, and space pollution as well. Right? That's another challenge. See, these are the challenges which are there for engineers. Right? That is why on this day I am talking about this kind of challenges. Let's talk about this. Something like the very first aircraft which was designed by Wright brothers. There was a person named Goddard, Thomas Goddard, I forgot that name, but the title was Goddard. Goddard was a very big scientist in US. He was funded with a lot of money, right? And US government wanted to have a powered flight. Right? Goddard did so many things, but he could not succeed. He was not able to. You might have seen something on Facebook वाले videos में बहुत लोगों ने देखा होगा. There are plenty of aircraft जिसमें बहुत सारे planes लगे हुए हैं. They tried many things. They were not successful. But there were two brothers who were the son of a cycle mechanic. Those were named as the Wright brothers. They successfully made this particular aircraft and flew it. Why? Because Goddard had everything, but whatever he did everything in the wrong way. And Wright brothers didn't have anything, but whatever they did it in the right way. That was the major difference. And from there onwards, the first photograph what you see is 1903. The second photograph maybe sometimes now 1980s or 90s. And the final photograph, what you see at the end, is an Airbus blended wing conceptual aircraft which is supposed to carry around 700 to 800 passengers. That's the futuristic aircraft which we are looking for. But with all these innovations, with all this kind of technology enhancement, what we are posing right now is, if I show you, this is the air traffic, stuffs. So throughout the world, how many planes are actually flying? You can see right over here, and somewhere in the range of 10,000 to 35,000 altitude, this is the pollution which is now being created. So it can be air pollution, it can be sound pollution, it can be any kind of pollutions, right? Another example. Everybody knows about it, right? We started, at least I have seen this kind of landline phones, kala wala phone hua karta tha. We used to pick that, something like that. It was there in 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Then came up the era of the cordless phone, and then this is where we are right now. We are having all the smartphones. Everybody has it in a pocket, that's what I told right now. And everybody is free to get anything out of the market. Just take Amazon and जो भी करना है आप सारे e-commerce की चीजें यहाँ से करते हैं. Even what I do is sometimes there is an app of Apna Mart or Big Basket. In place of going hardly, a kilometer away, the shop is there. I usually go for Apna Mart and get all this stuff. E-commerce, right? So we actually qualified from 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. अभी आने वाले समय में we are not going. We don't know that which kind of G is going to come out. The major problem what we are facing nowadays is the last photograph which I have kept. Even I am facing those kind of problems, right? The childs are getting addicted towards these kind of things, right? So the challenge what we pose is it's not about the child. Even I am facing the same problem. नहीं मन करता है फोन में कुछ आता नहीं है फिर भी उठा के एक बार देखते हैं फेसबुक पे कुछ होगा तो नहीं. Everybody is facing this kind of problem, right? So the problem what we face is internet pollution, cyber security, privacy, problematic internet use, internet gaming disorder, threat to biodiversity through radiations. अगर आप देखे होंगे तो शायद वो हनीकम के छाते जो बहुत ज्यादा लगते थे पहले आजकल कम हो गया. That's a radiation problem. E-waste, that's another major issue, right? So there are challenges are growing up. Now this is a typical settlement. When I talk about the first picture is a painting of 1700. How many? There are few huts which can be seen. Absolutely abundant, natural resources available. We have water, we have forest, everything is there. Somewhere in 19, probably 10 or 20s, you can see cities started to grow, and the last figure shows the city of Mumbai. How does it look like? सब कुछ है, इतना population है, right? And then we were trying to, go for a massive urbanization. What is the challenge? Population explosion, number one. Depleting water resources. जहाँ देखिए पानी का वो कम होता जा रहा है, चाहे वो रांची हो या वो मुंबई हो. Everywhere, everybody is facing this problem. आप उसमें सबमर्सिबल पंप भी लगा लीजिएगा तो भी पानी तो नीचे ही जा रहा है ना. At the end of the day, you are just extracting more and more. Right? Drainage, radiation, pollution, concrete. Concrete itself is a pollution. Right? So we are going to have a smart city. Baba, what I do of a smart city if I don't have a water? Smart city without water or without the natural resource, what we are aiming towards. I mean, this is a very major threat which everybody has to understand. This problem is everywhere. It's not my problem. I've just taken some of the details from the internet. I'm not doing any. Everybody knows about it, but still everybody wants to, ये भी करते हैं, वो भी करते हैं. Things are getting more and more worse. There are other innovations. Nuclear power. That's another innovation which actually people started. But the problem, what happened in India or even abroad. Nuclear power, we told that it has to be safe and very safe, right? तो इतना ज़्यादा हमने सेव कर दिया कि वो चीज़ का कीमत जो है, the cost actually went very high, right? Natural gases, coal, petroleum, we are in fact depleting the resources. So somewhere this has to be optimized, and there are plenty of other things. So what he said is, if you talk about innovation, we are still getting stronger and smarter. I have not moved towards safer, right? So what I told was, innovation is a gradual process. आज रात में सोचेंगे कल वो सुबह नहीं हो जाता है. It takes time, right? We graduated from a CRT TV say today you have your LED and all. How much time did it take? 50 years, right? एक दिन में LED TV नहीं हो गया था. So that way, doing new things is going vertically. Of course, that's very tough. But the new technology comes with a lot of challenges. That's the challenges which I have shown you. And then if you look into the innovation index, we have been actually clapping our hands like anything. That in innovation index, within 7 years, India went from 81 to 40, right? With some of the very important countries in the West, Chile, Brazil, Mexico, United States, and all, they are on the top of the innovation index. With all this, let me show you again another diagram, again with the same stuff. That is the industry 1.0 to 5.0, and the next curve is actually the global temperature rise. So if you look into this particular graph, what is happening is somewhere near 1800, the global temperature is lesser. But if you look into today's graph, that is going to be very, very high. Parabolic increase है वहाँ पे. So when we say that we are actually increasing the temperature by 0.89 degrees centigrade or maybe 1 degree centigrade, वो सुनने में कुछ नहीं लगता है. But imagine the situation today in Ranchi, what we are facing. Have we ever thought कि Ranchi में हमें AC की जरूरत पड़ेगी? When I took, for very first time when I took AC in VIT Western, I was told कि यहाँ जरूरत ही नहीं होता है. Now in every house we have a AC at VIT, right? This happened within 15 years. So if you look into the Jharkhand temperature, see it is soaring up to 40 years. Cyclone and floods, there are plenty of other problems. And this is, sorry. which everybody has faced recently. आप में से ऐसे शायद ही कोई लोग होंगे जिन्होंने ये ना सुना हो कि हमारे घर के आसपास में कोविड ने